Good evening, everyone. Kim Presbrey left a lasting mark on this organization. The Leonard Ring Award is a really big deal. We happen to have a number of Leonard Ring honorees here tonight. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but this is a really big deal for this organization. This is the cream of the cream. And people really had to give, the plaque itself, I believe, says, for devoted and meritorious service to ITLA. Devoted and meritorious service to ITLA. I can tell you, I met Kim Presbrey, I had the pleasure of meeting Kim Presbrey, right around the same time that I joined ITLA. He and I joined ITLA together. We were about 6 months apart in age. We got out of law school roughly the same year. And I can truly tell you that for 36 years, Kim gave devoted and meritorious service to ITLA. I can tell you two quick ITLA stories. Number one, the building that is now the Corboy Building Center for Justice in Springfield. ITLA had been in a small building on Edwards for a number of years. That's where we started in 1976. And as copiers got bigger and staff got bigger, really didn't fit. If you had more than about 4 people there, you didn't fit in the building with the staff. And Kim, when he started to move up in leadership, made it his baby that this organization needed a bigger physical facility, and that got done. And it's now the Corboy Building. He spent years doing that. Kim was president from 2001 to 2002. The other thing that Kim learned is, as president of this organization, you can get an awful lot of grief. And you can get blamed for things that are not your fault. But the corollary, the flip side of that is sometimes things happen that you will get credit for. And Kim was very proud. He was president in 2001, 2002. It happens to be a redistricting year. And in that era, we had divided government, which meant that really, if they couldn't agree on a map, they would pick, Jesse White would pick out of Lincoln's hat a name, either a Democrat or a Republican, to break the tie. And Kim was very, very proud that he was instrumental, since he was president of this organization, that a Democratic name came out in 2001, which resulted in the map for that decade. Kim was devoted to this organization, but there's something he was more devoted to, and that was to his family. You could never be at ITLA or in Springfield with Kim. You could never be waiting to go to hearing in a case with Kim. You could never be sitting in a fishing boat with Kim. You could never be on an airplane with Kim. You could never be hunting, working a field with Kim and his dogs without Kim telling about the adventures with Colleen, or the adventures of Kevin, or the adventures of Kenton. That was his true first love. And I think that that is a real sign of what our organization is really about. Our organization starts with family, and with Kim it really did start with family. So it is with great pleasure that I get to introduce Kim's wife, Colleen Presbrey, and with us is one of his 2 sons, Kevin Presbrey, who I heard about Kevin's exploits starting, I think, in grammar school, and it continued till the last time that I spoke to Kim, and I was told all about the music career. Kim's other son, Kenton, is in Florida, is finishing up school, has hooked up with the love of his life, and will be getting married. And I know that somewhere Kim Presbrey is looking down on us, very proud, very honored, not only to be receiving this award, but of his fine family. Colleen and Kevin, please.
Hello. I've been here a lot of years. You probably don't know me. I was one on the side saying, "Are you really going to wear that?" Anyway, he loved this organization from his days in Springfield, from getting the building built and growing the membership. And unfortunately, he's receiving this today instead of before. But we're very grateful, and I'm sure he would be very honored. And my son is going to take over for me.
I'm going to say a few things about my father. I recognize a lot of familiar faces here and a lot of guys that I spent time in fishing boats with or in law firms with or other places with. But, a lot of you knew my father as an attorney. Some of you knew him as a friend. Some of you knew him as a fishing buddy or an opponent. But the one thing I'll always take from him was his passion and commitment to whatever he put himself into, whether it was law or hunting or fishing or his million different hobbies, shopping. He always was passionate about it, and he always furthered his education about things. And that's something that, over the last year, it's been an interesting transition in life without the cornerstone with you. So, but I always kind of go back to his guiding principles as I look back on his life, and I try to, keep those things on my shoulder that he instilled upon me my entire life. And I'm honored to accept this award on his behalf. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, and it's a tragic thing, but, I think we can all take something from him in his life, the way he lived his life. As you go on, keep those things in mind that, that passion that he had for everything he did, that ability to always learn and always be humble in everything that he did, I think are things that I'll always take with me. And I think, as you go on in life, if you ever, check back in, just think about him once in a while, because he really dedicated himself to this. And I'd also like to say, I know this is his award, but I'd also like to mention my mom, who equally has to endure all of the things that he was going through, whether he was going to Springfield or baseball games or dealing with being the president of this association. She had to inherit all of those mood swings and different things that we all go through as a family. But I'd like to pay tribute to her as well, because she is just as important part of this equation as my father was. And really, when it came down to it, we're all just as strong as our family. So she was the rock in the whole thing, and has continued to be throughout the last year, going through everything we went through. So thanks to my mom, and thank you guys.